name's Matt Widgery from mattwidgery.com. In today's episode, we're going to be reviewing the Manfrotto Compact MKC3-H01. Sorry, just dazed off there. Why is it that all tripods have to have such boring names? Why can't anybody come up with the Manfrotto Fireball or the Giottos Nuclear Extravaganza? I don't know. But anyway, we're going to be reviewing that, and it's got some pros and cons, which we'll come to in a minute. But first of all, I just wanted to go through some news. You may well notice how dandy and fine I'm looking with this brilliant t-shirt. This is the range of t-shirts that F-Stop Lounge do. It's from their 8-bit series, and what they do is they take classic cameras and they make them in this kind of 8-bit pixelated form, which I think is rather nice. This one is the is a Polaroid. I'm not, but I think I've got this camera, and I'm still not very good at what it is. I think it's the 635 CL. Hang on a minute. I'm going to see if I can find it. One sec. Yes, there we go. Right. Sorry for disappearing off camera for a minute, but that's that. Look, it is the 635 CL. There you go. Look at that. Isn't that funky? So they do these. I've got another one which has got a Nikon on it, which has got that little dash thing, the little red dash on it, which is very cool. You know that little red sort of scoop thing that's on the little hand grips that Nikon have. That was designed by. Yeah, I shall put it up in post because I can't remember, but it's a very famous, mainly famous for doing car designs actually, and he put that on the first Nikon when they were with film cameras. I think it was on the F3, something like that. Anyway, so that's that. So if you're in the market for really fantastic t-shirts, they do a whole range of them, and they're brilliant. And it's not just this range of the 8-bit t-shirts. They've got a whole range of great stuff in their store there. So go and have a look. In other news, before we get onto the tripod, if you are in Cambridge on the 24th of this month, that's August 2014, if you're watching this at some point in the future, but August the 24th, 2014, if you come down to Otto's Cafe on Mill Road in Cambridge, it's the opening night of my exhibition Mill Road Faces, which is my street photography exhibition. Come down, there's going to be wine and nibbles and things like that, and the launch of the exhibition. And the exhibition is slightly different. Rather than having it in a gallery, because it's a street photography exhibition, I thought it'd be rather cool to actually have it in the street. Mill Road Faces, it may not surprise you to learn, a lot of the pictures were taken on Mill Road, which is quite a famous street for being very eclectic and interesting and fun in Cambridge, and it's somewhere that has a great personal attachment for me. So a lot of the pictures are taken on Mill Road, and they're fly posted up down there. They will be from the 24th onwards. So there's going to be a launch, and there's going to be some pictures at Otto's Cafe on the walls, and then they're going to be sort of spread out down Mill Road, and you'll be able to see them there for the next few weeks after that. If you can't make it down on the 24th, but if you can, it'll be brilliant, and I look forward to seeing you there. So that's that. Other things, thank you very much for all the people that came to my workshop on Saturday. I did a street photography workshop in Cambridge. It was brilliant. I think everybody had a really great time, and from all the pictures that have been coming through from the group, I've just been really genuinely just blown away by the standard of the photography that's been coming out of that group. It's just been amazing how much how much creativity and just unique perspectives everybody brought to that day, and made it really, really special. And the vibe was really cool, and what was really nice was that because it was a pretty big group in the end, like there were sort of like 20 of us, which is, you know, as much as you'd ever want, I think, for like a photo walk, because we did like a classroom thing and then went out and you know, walked the streets of Cambridge with cameras, and it's about as big as you can really sort of give everybody, you know, like proper attention. It was a bit oversubscribed, to be fair, but what was nice about that was that everybody was really kind of keen to help each other out. There was a great amount of difference in experience levels, and the more experienced photographers were really helping the sort of new guys out that were just getting into it, new guys and girls that were just picking up the cameras for the first time, or, you know, weren't maybe so familiar with some of the settings that we were talking about from the classroom bit, and you know, everybody helped each other, which was great. If you did come along to that workshop and you're interested, there is a prize for the best photograph that came out of that day. It's going to be one of my signed prints from the exhibition Mill Road Faces. The closing date to get your entries to me is Sunday the 17th of August. So get them in by then. If you go on to facebook.com/anarchic image, that will get you through to my Facebook street photography page. You can submit them through there, or if you go to the Street Photography Workshop event page that you clicked on and joined to come along to the workshop and put them on there, that'd be great. Either way, I'll find them, and then it gives me a week then to judge them, and the prize will be announced on the 24th at the exhibition opening night. So that's that. Right, that's news. Let's come on to the Manfrotto, because it's a tripod that has mixed feelings for me. I've been using it for about 4 months now, and I have had some very, very positive experiences with it and some not so positive. So let's have a look at it in detail and see exactly whether or not it's something that you would be interested in buying for yourself. So the pros of it, look how small it is. I mean, when it's folded up like that, and its little handle thing goes down, it's, I don't know, it's probably 40 centimeters tall, so that's what, a foot and a bit, foot and a half maybe, less than a foot and a half tall. So it's very compact and it's really lightweight. It's not carbon fiber or anything, and you wouldn't expect it to be for the price point. This is the other thing. This is an incredibly cheap tripod. This was like 40 quid. You know, for a Manfrotto tripod, that's very, very cheap indeed. We'll come on to whether or not that's perhaps a good thing or not as we go through this review. But let's have a look at the main functionality and the sort of reasons you might be interested in a tripod like this. Obviously, it's compact. It's called a compact, so you expect it to be small. But it does something rather more than that. It actually, it doubles as a sort of video tripod-ish, as well as being, having the capability to do stills. So what you've got is this sort of weird head thing, which in one sense is a ball head, and moves freely to allow you to sort of get, all your Dutch angles and things like that. But the other way that you do it, you can actually do this, is to lock that, lock the position of it so that it only operates, in a pan like that, or in a vertical like that, going on its little, it's got little grooves there on the balls that you can actually lock it so that it only goes into those positions. Now, that's all very well and good, you may say, but look, it's in that position. It's sort of not doing it. It's kind of moving all over the place, and this is what I found. In the reality of it, it's not very well executed, or at least it's not very well built. It doesn't really matter which of these positions you put it in now, and bearing in mind this is only 4 months old, it kind of doesn't make any difference anymore. It sort of just does what it wants to do. The other thing is that what you're supposed to be able to do in either mode, to kind of lock the ball thing in place, you've got this little wheel thing, which is like a little thumb wheel. It's a great idea. What it's supposed to do is you slacken it off by pulling it towards you. You can move that to wherever you want, and then if you push it forward, it tightens it up to a point where it'll lock. But it doesn't really lock. It moves still, and if you try and push it too far, what tends to happen, you get this sort of click thing happening, and then it doesn't undo again. It's just really sort of not very well thought out. So that's that. So the head tends not to stay very still, unless you've got, using the D50-100 with the 35-1/8 on it, which is a pretty short lens, so the center of gravity is still pretty much towards the middle of the camera. It was all right, but as soon as I put the 17-50, the Sigma 17-50, which I'm using this on now, it's not a huge lens by any stretch. It's definitely not a 70-200 2.8, but it is a little bit longer, and it meant that on that camera, the weight of it just started to come forward a little bit, and it was knocking it and moving it down. And when I was trying to lock it sort of in a sort of more like vertical position like that to do macros and stuff like that, I found that it was just wanting to drift the whole time and just sort of flop all the way to the vertical, regardless of how tight I did the little ball thing. So that wasn't great. Now, the other thing that was disappointing of it was the little feet on the bottom here. As you can see, it's got these kind of little rubber feet, which are pretty standard on all tripods, to protect wooden floors, to give it a bit of grip, so it's not going to slide around so much if it's on a shiny surface. One of these fell off really quickly. I'd only had it a few weeks, and I'd taken it to an event. I think it was at the NEC in Birmingham, from what I remember, and I was shooting some corporate stuff up there. And I didn't notice it had fallen off. I had this kind of strapped to the back of the camera bag, which is kind of how I carry this thing around, and that fell off, which was really disappointing. So let's not be too harsh on it. It is a 40 quid tripod, right? I mean, you pay your money, you take your choice. If you wanted if you paid £200 for that and it fell apart, you'd be pretty annoyed. But at the same time, I think personally that for a brand like Manfrotto to put something out at any price point that is just not that great, I think is disappointing. There is a level of expectation with premium brands that you're going to get a premium product, and if they launch something at 40 quid, then it ought to be fit for purpose. Okay, you're not going to get carbon fiber for that money, but look, I mean, the materials that it's made out of, it's got some basic kind of aluminium legs. The polycarbonate itself is all right. I mean, it doesn't feel the nicest, but it doesn't feel weak. There's no real flex in that kind of pistol grip sort of device that they've got. So it's not the materials necessarily. I think it is just something in the design, and there's no excuse for that at any price point, in my opinion. So for 40 quid, would I recommend this? No, I really wouldn't. If you do want something that will that will kind of double up as a bit of a video tripod and get that kind of stuff done, for a little bit more money, you can get the Velbon stuff. I think they start from about £70 or £80, and the build quality on those is a bit better, and it'll take a bigger load. It'll tighten up more. They are bigger and heavier. Actually, the Giottos tripod that I'm filming this on, I will do a review of in the not too distant future, because I'm really impressed by that. I bought that secondhand and I paid 50 quid for that. It's carbon fiber. The quality of it is amazing, and if I can get one for 50 quid secondhand on Gumtree, you can find them for similar money, I am sure. I think new they were about £300, including the ball head that comes with it. But being carbon fiber, it is very, very lightweight, and it does this weird thing with the legs. So, because normally, like, the longest bit of the tripod is where the legs fold down like that, because they fold down beyond the center column. But the way that the Giottos does it is you can release the legs and they flip up that way, and that kind of slides up into itself so that it only becomes kind of the length of that, which is really clever. And the other amazing thing, which I'm just really impressed with it, is that it has like one of the legs actually unscrews and becomes a monopod as well. You can actually just fit your ball head directly onto the end of the monopod. It's fantastic. It's a really, really cool thing. But we'll come on to that in a future edition. So please subscribe to the channel. It really, really helps me. There's lots and lots I want to grow and develop with this channel, and it's all predicated on the amount of viewers and subscribers that I get in order to get things moving with this channel, so that I can provide more content, better content, more higher quality stuff, all that stuff. So I really want to grow this into something cool. So it helps me enormously if you subscribe. So either do it in the YouTube button underneath there that says subscribe, click on that, or the button that's on screen now, just jab onto that and subscribe to it, because it'll really help me out. And I really appreciate all you've done. I've noticed the viewing figures on these videos sort of starting to creep up now. And I hope that they get more and more as time goes on. And I really, really appreciate every single one of you that's viewed this video. Much appreciated. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers.